like about some of the media is that they'll take a whole hour long video, put it into a 5 second clip, and pretty much turn every single good thing or good word that President Trump says into a negative light. Regardless if it completely made sense, they will still try to confuse the people to make us think that he is saying some crazy stuff. Like this, for example. Let's tune into the video and see what Trump had to say about it being a bloodbath if he doesn't win. Let's tune in.
Republicans find themselves answering questions about one man and one man only, Donald Trump. The Sunday shows were filled with questions about two eye-catching comments Trump made last night. In one, Trump said migrants are not people. And in the other, he painted a dark future for the country if he does not win.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Here to talk about that and much more, Democratic strategist Maria Cardona and Republican strategist Alice Stewart, both CNN political commentators and co-hosts of the podcast Hot Mics from Left to Right. Thank you for being with us. All right, Alice, I want to start with you. The Trump campaign says the bloodbath comment was just about the auto industry. Your reaction?
I believe it. Look, you have to look at, there are two definitions, there are several definitions of bloodbath, but one of the definitions of the word bloodbath is a period of disastrous loss or reversal. That phrase is used all the time. We're talking about the economy or the stock market. That's the context I truly believe he was using in this case. He's talking in Detroit, he's talking about the auto industry, and he was making the case, and of course, I'm not surprised Democrats took it out of context. He's making the case of what about China, and if they're going to build huge manufacturing facilities in Mexico and think they're going to send these, sell these cars up in America, if he's president, there will be a 100% tariff, and they are not going to have the economic result that they're currently getting with the Biden administration.
And I 100% agree. If you guys see the whole clip, we can all see what he's saying. We can all understand what he's saying. But the way that the media is painting it is that this man is violent. He's telling the people to be violent if he doesn't win, and that there should be a bloodbath, which is outrageous.
And also, the campaign made the point quite accurately that Joe Biden's electric vehicle mandates are killing the American manufacturing industry. And they're making the case that under the Biden administration, it's not great news for the auto manufacturing industry. And that's an accurate statement.
Maria.
Oh, bless your heart, Alice. Look, of course I don't buy it. And what Alice is saying reflects every single kind of pretzel that Republicans are bending themselves into trying to dismiss it, spin it, or try to embrace it. But the fact of the matter is, Paula, Donald Trump has a history of this dark, violent, dangerous rhetoric. And we already saw the result of what happens when he uses that rhetoric. Because even though every single Republican that is asked is going to try to spin it and pretend that it really had nothing to do with a real bloodbath, his cult MAGA supporters and followers totally know exactly what he was telling them.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They did not take it that way. Neither did the normal people that are watching the entire thing play out themselves. You would have to be a delusional leftist to stand up there and say, this man said if he doesn't win, there should be a bloodbath, which means there should be an all-out war between the Republicans and the Democrats. That's not what he was saying. He never even brought that up. He was talking about the industry, the auto industry, the entire time, and it's just it's unprecedented. But we expect this from the media.
They demonstrated that on January 6th. And the only thing that Trump said is, come to the Capitol. It's going to be wild. We have to take back our country. Imagine what will happen when he loses after Trump says things like, it's going to be a bloodbath if I lose. That is dangerous. It's irresponsible, and he should not get away with it. And certainly Republicans should not be trying to dismiss it.
But even answering questions like this cannot be helpful for Republicans in terms of their own election prospects.
No, and this is many in the liberal media would rather focus on this than talk about how poorly the economy is and how bad things are at the border and how public safety is not good in many cities across the country. And, my dear friend Maria, I just do have to push back on the fact that what is dangerous is when Democrats take things out of context. He was talking about the auto industry. He wasn't talking about January 6th. And believe me, I have
He
been,
said our country.
you and I have
We
had-
heard it.
We have had many conversations. I disagree with everything he had to do with January 6th and questioning the integrity of our election. But in this context, that's not what he was talking
But
about.
Alice,
It's not. And it's a fact, and I'm glad that you're standing on your words because we all understand, we all see it, and we all know we ain't dumb. Y'all expect us to look at the news and just be like, yeah, the news said that, so it's right. No, y'all been fooling us for the longest time. Y'all been fooling people for the longest time, and people are waking up.
do you really think that his followers, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, what you are saying is what he meant. You know, his followers are not going to take it that way. He, as a prospective president, should understand that. And this is where the massive failure is for him and for Republican followers and elected officials who understand just how dangerous that is.
Let's bring in our panel. David Frum, staff writer for The Atlantic, CNN contributor Lulu Garcia Navarro, and Jason Osborne, former senior communications strategist for the 2016 Ben Carson campaign. Thank you all for being here this morning. David, I'm going to kind of let you go first here. The weekend sort of back and forth around this really seemed to center on, a lot of the president's defenders saying, look, he was being very specific. It was about the auto industry. This is all being mischaracterized. I want to just play the whole clip just so that, no one can accuse us of not showing the entirety of what the president said about this. It's a little bit of a longer version than what we just showed. Let's watch it, and then I'd like your reaction. Watch.
If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars.
I don't think we need to see any more, man. The Democratic media will do any and everything to make Trump look terrible. They'll say any and anything to make him look terrible. But if you just have common sense and you just hear the words that are coming out of his mouth, I think we all understand what's going on here. They're full of crap. They're full of crap. Leave Trump alone, man. Leave Trump alone. Y'all can't beat him at this point. Join him. If y'all can't beat him, join him. Because y'all are trying everything, and it's not working, man. It's not working. The Democratic Party is looking real slow for y'all out there. Let me know how you guys feel about this down in the comments down below. Until next time, peace.